Hey, how's it going, guys? It's MetaGamesGX here, and we're here on Dueling Book with more Edison gameplay. We're here with Black or Lightsworn. Obviously, we're playing the Kristya Swarm variant. This is a variant I'm testing for my upcoming tournament, but we're doing a replay on on this game I had against. It's like Plant Monarchs. I think it's the deck that Fraser Smith was showing off on his channel. I Am Nerd. Highly recommend checking out if you like Edison content. Love Fraser Smith. Hopefully we can collab someday. But anyways, I resolved Charge of the Light Brigade. This deck goes kind of just off once you see the spell cards, but you'll kind of see this as a pretty back and forth game. This deck doesn't typically. We're gonna show both hands because it's actually a little bit more useful this way. Because this variant does some interesting things. It runs Titanial, the Lone Fires, and also Mark of the Rose, which is a quite good card. You'll see it come into play later in this game. I Gold Sark for a Kristya because I already have the JD and 2 fairies engraved. So I figure by the time that it comes back, I will have a live Kristya. I do have the simple, super nimble hamster as long as that's not a Raikou. I'm just doing fine. I know that was exactly what I was thinking at the moment. I was like, oh no, hopefully that was not a Raikou. But he just goes on to set another Dandelion, so that tells me it's not a Raikou, or else he would have flipped it. So we're just gonna resolve Super Nimble, and we're gonna just attack into and hope we don't hit a Raikou. Tree Barton Frog, and which kind of sucks because it's just gonna come back next turn, but it is what it is. So at this point, I'm thinking he's playing Frog Monarchs, which this deck kind of has a hard time dealing with once they start like getting the ball rolling, and if you don't really have DD Crow. So at this point, I'm just like praying there's no Caius coming down. Although we do have 2 Raikous, so it's like we're doing pretty good, especially with the Gold Sark and everything else, like with the JD and multiple Lightsworns, including Lumina and Lila in hand. But I feel like this was an interesting deck to showcase, so that's kind of why I wanted to make this commentary. I do have another interesting game. If this one goes by fast enough, I'll just do them in the same video, honestly, or I'll just record 2 back to back. So he's going to attack into my back row with a Dandelion, which is pretty ballsy, but he probably just assumes it's a Raikou at this point. And he wants me to, I'll just give him the tokens. You might as well just bait it out now so I can start killing off the tokens next turn. However, like at this point, he could definitely tuner if he does have any cards to do it. He is just gonna end phase and pass, and we're gonna draw another Gold Sark. We're just gonna get an Honest just in case. If there's anything we need to attack over, Honest will be a nice contingency plan, and also just more fairies in the grave. We're gonna pop the Raikou and destroy one of the tokens. We are going to get a Plague Sparrow in the grave, which is pretty good. And at this point, I'm just trying to see how I can load up Judgment Dragon and Kristya, because those next turn I basically win. However, his hand's pretty loaded for getting out of that, so we'll see how this goes. It's actually pretty back and forth. So I'm gonna summon Plague Spreader, and just because we're gonna end up milling some cards at the end anyway, we're just gonna normal the Lila to get another board, monster on board. At this point, I was thinking about synchroing, but I take that back. He had to be banished anyways, so we're just gonna attack just in case. There's a lot of times where I'll just like synchro, and then like he'll Gores, and it's like, damn, I made a Stardust, and he's just gonna attack over with Gores. So like, I try like attacking with all my monsters before I synchro summon nowadays, at least for the Stardust. Like if Stardust is going to be an option, like it is right here. And I don't know if the Blind Stardust is really the play. I mean, compared to all the other 8s, it's either that or Thought Ruler. I think Thought Ruler obviously would have been the play here. I was thinking about making Thought Ruler. I think making Thought Ruler is actually a better blind play than Stardust most of the time. Because of the fact that like most of the cards that like everyone mains brain control, so it's like that's the card that's gonna get over your Stardust, stuff like that, mind control and stuff like that. All right, so he's gonna Treeborn Frog, and he's going to now brain control. And then he's going to summon out a Titanial, and this is when I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing good. Because this is not Frog Monarchs, this is Frog Plant. Or something. Titanial is interesting. It's a good card, and it's like, at this point, he is like kind of like hella plus on me. However, let's check out our graveyard. That is 4 fairies. That's 4 fairies. We get free Kristya, and we have an Honest Engrave. So he does set the Econ though, so that is interesting. Econ's quite good in this deck. In this deck because of the dandy abuse, essentially. So now we are going to. I mean, we can obviously just resolve JD too. So we're just gonna Lumina first and kind of just start baiting things. And so I'm gonna target Lila just to get rid of the back row. Which is actually a pretty good thing to do here. I'm glad I did this. This is the correct play. I mean, he can either Titanial or he could pop the back row. He thinks on this and he pops I think the correct play was to Titanial here, honestly. So I would have destroyed it, but it really didn't really matter. It did not matter. I mean, I guess, yeah, I would have been correct because then he could have Econ'd for the JD. Yeah, that would have been better. That would have been a better play. So now we are going to proceed to win this game and resolve JD, blow up the field, since now he has no options, or there's no way he's heralding me here. And then we are going to resolve Kristya. And then he's going to scoop. And I don't really, I kind of sided out. I just put in my going second cards. You'll see in the other videos. I mean, I've put in a few new cards. I'm starting to run Heavy Storm and Brain Control in the main deck, because I feel the builds that are lacking in those, because you want to see the spell cards, and you want not just have a hand of monsters sometimes in the deck. So adding more spell cards that do stuff tangibly, usually actually makes this deck go off a bit more. Even though I do run 3 Lila, it's having the Heavy Storm is a really good play. So I don't know why that was paused there. He starts off with a pretty good hand. Any hand with Trap Dust Shoot is basically I'm pretty sure he wins this game or this round. I do not doubt it. So he's going to Trap Dust Shoot for Hamster, which is definitely the correct play. I was gonna say that, or Herald, maybe Celestia. And then we are just going to attack directly with Lila, and he's going to pass apparently. Yep. But he does have a Gores now. I don't know why that went by so fast. And now we are going to, sorry, I kind of just lost track of things because I just fast forwarded. We're going to tribute over Lila for Celestia and do the mill 4. Looking like a pretty good position. However, our hand kind of sucks. However, we do have a live Herald. Herald is so good in this deck. That's why I think this is one of the best Edison decks right now. It's a modern deck Fraser Smith said, because you have really tangible hand trap negates you get to play on your opponent's turn a lot of the time because of DD Crow Herald. That's why this is my favorite Edison deck right now. I love Blackwing, but this deck is so much more fun. I mean, there's the sack aspect of this deck, but then there's the fairy aspect that isn't as really you can still set up Kristya. I don't know, it's a fun deck. I know people hate on Lightsworn, but it's one of my favorite decks, so fuck the haters. It does take skill. It also does take good mills though. So he's just going to set a Torrential Tribute, and this hand's pretty dog shit, especially since he doesn't have a monster, so he can't really Cyber Dragon. However, we will just set the Raikou, and he's going to use a Botanical Girl, which is a floater, basically. It's sent from the field to the graveyard, which is interesting. So I'm just going to Raikou the back row and not give him the float. I'm really just getting a lot of value on my Raikous this game, and just my pops, honestly. You can see I sided in Mind Control. I was maybe I could take, for the Titanials and stuff like that, just in case. So we are going to Cyber Dragon. We are going to then DD Crow, and target the Treeborn Frog and get that shit out of there, so he can't just Vanity's Fiend. Now I'm going to Cyber Dragon, and he's going to be able to attack into his Botanical Girl, and he's obviously going to be able to search. What he searches is a Dandelion, which is pretty good. I'm not going to lie, having that out there, but I mean, to be fair though, I mean, he does just draw a Debris Dragon, which is a crazy top deck, all things considered. I'm surprised he didn't just like go into it right there, but I guess like there's no really good generic rank 7 besides Black Rose, and that wasn't really a Black Rose angle. However, he's just going to give me way too much latitude here. I mean, he does have the Dandelion. I'm just going to Herald so I can Archlord Kristya, you know, and he admits defeat, and that's the game. I guess we will go on to the next one, but I will make that a second video. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this Edison gameplay. We will be bringing more. I'm also going to try to do GOAT. I mean, it just doesn't get a whole lot of views. I know I do get a lot of requests for GOATs, but I don't know. I really do enjoy Edison, so I'm going to keep doing Edison and Modern, obviously. Please like and subscribe. It really, 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 really helps. Like, let's keep getting these video views up. I really appreciate it. You know, I put a lot of time in these, so I would really appreciate if you just leave a like if you watch these videos. You know, it helps a lot. Subscribe even. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. We're going to try to hit 1,000 by the end of the year and get monetized. So that's the goal here, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Hit me up if you want to play on Dueling Book or just whatever. Peace out.